Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show. After a break, I wasn't on last week, but I'm back. I'm not fully recovered, honestly, but I think I'm able to do a show. I was able to do the 90 minutes German show without any serious issues. I once in a while had to mute the microphone to avoid heavy sneezes coming on the broadcast, but well, I think that is okay. So let's get going. What is the name? That's a complicated name. Kili Chusein. Nah, that's probably not right. Okay, e4. Let's go e5. Let's stay classical. Yeah, I got a cold. I mean, not so much more like a sore throat what I had last week. It's still not fully gone, but it's okay, not a big deal. So playing this in a very conservative fashion here, this Fire Spell asks, why don't play French? Why don't play French? Yeah, well, I'm not really doing well with the French, is the thing. Don't think it's a bad opening. It's just really not my cup of tea. A good question by Power of Knights. When is a new openings Q&A on? A video series that I have started on my YouTube channel. Very soon. I was intending to record it tomorrow, but I have to check what my voice is like. If I'm really suffering, I'm not doing it. I have to see how the situation is tomorrow. Because honestly, doing this here 3 hours is not helping the voice. I just didn't want to cancel again. I love to do the shows, and not doing it for 2 weeks in a row is not a good idea. I mean, I can do it, it's just not helping the whole situation. And I don't know if I want to stress the voice tomorrow. Firespell asks, why? Do you mean why I don't really do well with the French? I have no clue. Honestly, I think I just don't understand the positions. I kind of know what I do wrong. Yeah, I will do that, Taco. It's just like I don't really know where to start with what I'm doing. I'm writing something new and all kinds of things are happening. And I really don't think that I've read some of the comments and some are seriously overstated, I believe. Like one line is not really all that bad. That is discussed. It's a bit tough now to do that here on the stream, but I will have a look. I'm not abandoning this at all. Okay, with f5, I'm going to get this desired move in. However, it looks a little bit odd, all the things here. It looks a bit odd. I wonder if I'm in good shape here. I feel it might not be the case. There's a question. Who are the great Caro-Kann players of the past and present to study? I don't know. I mean, I'm currently not. I don't know. I'm currently not thinking about something. There are lots of players who do play the Caro, but I don't think there are that many who play it like all of the time, like as a main weapon. Many strong players play it occasionally, but not so much every game. A player that is not often mentioned but is worth looking at is Igor Chenkin, the German GM. He's a Caro specialist and has an interesting take on many lines that is, I think, interesting, especially for amateur players, because he is not playing super top players and sometimes needs lines for playing for wins, which is not so much the case for the super top players who are totally fine with, let's say, a complete draw, let's say. And a player like Schenken, he needs to win games, and therefore had looked at lines that are a bit more confrontational, and this is interesting for many players. Taco Tactics mentions the 593 line played by Carlsen against the Petrov. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can add a line, but why do you need it? This is what I don't understand. This is a completely ridiculous line. You equalize with anything, so I wouldn't even study that because I just think it's a joke. Maybe I'm wrong, and this is the revolution in the Petrov, but I don't believe it. I mean, the 93 line I saw when I wrote my Petrov repertoire, and I thought it was so ridiculous that I didn't include it. It's not that I overlooked it. I just thought, okay, this is so ridiculous, nobody will play that ever. And then Carlsen played it, and I still don't understand why. Okay, I think this is probably easier. Opens up some lines. Yep, and Kill Shusein, that's a very difficult name, resigned. Yeah, of course, 593 was played by So. I know the game, everything. I've had it in my script for my Petrov course, but I decided to delete it because I felt it's just unnecessary information. Nobody plays it. No, it was played before. So Daida now. And unsurprisingly, the Italian is played. You get this so often. No, what Taco Tactics means, you can avoid the exchange French transposition out of the Petrov by playing d3, knight f6, d4, g6. That is from my course. It's a somewhat unconventional approach, but I think it's kind of okay if you want to avoid the transposition to the French exchange. So let's trade this one. Yeah, here you always think you're close to falling asleep, but then you see that things are not all that simple. Very difficult to do something with black, but white also is not really onto that much. Yeah, it's a good thing to include that. It's a bit difficult for me to prioritize what to do first. Yeah, this is not really exciting, but yeah, ask the white player. With black here, it's really difficult to get anything going. This is a bit of a dull move. But anyway, if he takes it, we have to deal with that. So what is white going to do here? I don't know. C6 is a bit slow. Maybe I can just play d5. It has to be well timed. Maybe d4 now. Huh? Is that a move? The Scotch Gambit, is it playable? Yeah, I think it would mostly transpose to an Italian, and it's okay. Yeah, I don't think you will be worse there, I guess. Okay. Okay. Let's stop all this. I mean, it started with an Italian game, and maybe he has some issues there in the King's Indian structures, and make some kind of mistake. It doesn't look like it. He's doing all right so far. Okay, now he wants to try to play f4, but I have somehow with the two rooks, I've got a bit of pressure there. So he cannot go f4. I take e4. Now I can go f5, and I will do that. Interesting. Yeah, here I think no. Yeah, I think go to the f5. I go to the f file. Evans Gambit asks, can you beat Magnus aged 16 at his app? I never tried, honestly. I know the app. That is a mistake. There's a big fork on d3. Yeah, thanks for the game, Dida. I know the app. I've installed it when it was new, when it was absolutely new. I mean, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know when it was new. I mean, it is. I knew that it was back then when I was living in the apartment that I had before that one. So it's more than 3 years ago, and I remember that I beat I think I beat Magnus up to age 13 or 14. I think this was okay, but then it got tough, and I think then I lost the game or something. But I don't know, I tried for an afternoon or something, not for a long time. Back then I also made a video, but it didn't work. I had some problem back then. I tried to record that. It was on my iPad back then, and somehow it didn't work out. That was also a reason why I only tried it once. It was I played for one afternoon, and then I had a huge file that didn't work, and I was a bit frustrated and stopped. Generally speaking, I mean, it is just playing against the computer, and it's not really fun. Bishop g5 is a bit of an odd move. I don't really mind to trade off my dark squared bishop in this structure. What did I spend time on? I mean, I played No, I used like a second every move. Why did I do that? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is like my the position type that probably I've played so often. I don't know how often. It was fun that in Berlin early March, 3 weeks ago, I was meeting the world's leading expert on this. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm maybe world number 2 or something, but I've met the world's leading expert on this line. That was fun. We both played in the Blitz tournament. That is Grandmaster René Stern from Berlin. He played it a lot and analyzed it a lot. We discussed some points, and he definitely, I mean, he put in much more time in it than I did. And I think he's just much deeper into all the details. I have lots of practical experience with this, and maybe I'm even beating Stern in that regard with all the Blitz games and so on. But he definitely has a deeper knowledge that became quite apparent to me when we discussed some things. Yeah, the Chigorin book is really nice. The Chigorin, what was the name again? What was the name of the book again? The Chigorin Bible, right? Yeah, that's nice. It's a cool book, very detailed, and very much worth getting. I would like to play Rook A8, but he has Rook takes C7, which is a bit of a pain. No, a good question here by Misfortune, but I have never played Chess Hustlers. If you have watched my YouTube channel or my games, you know that I had this on the board a million times, and this ending I have some ideas. And I have more ideas than just winning on time, even though here I will win on time. One issue is that I got all those pawn levers. Now d5 is crumbling. I've had tons of games like that where I just win d5 at the end and then the pawns will do the job. A minor piece ending usually is quite okay, in particular if the dark square bishops are traded. This is something, I know it sounds a bit odd, but this is the understanding of this line goes deep into the ending. Yeah, thanks for the game, Aktiver Springer. Okay, so Jose Moya or Misfortune. Now, Misfortune is just a cool name, so let's play her. And she also had the question about the Chess Hustlers. No, I never played any. I mean, I don't think in Germany it is just not, doesn't happen. And I've been to New York, but it's a long time ago. And back then I didn't go to any of the parks that have the Hustlers. Yeah, I've been to New York 20 years ago, a long time ago. 20 years, that's crazy long. Yeah. Definitely, yeah, I've played the Chigorin a lot over the board. Not sure how often. 15, 20 times, something like that. 15. It's tough to say, really. You get, I mean, you simply get lots of other openings. Yeah, you get Italian games and so on. That's an interesting approach, trying to play c4 and put pressure on e5. Okay, I go here for bishop takes h3. Yeah, this is basically a Scotch with reversed colors. Yeah, for the Chigorin, really, that book is great. Yeah, the Chigorin, wow, Chigorin Bible by Ivan Sokolov and Ivan Salgado Lopez. It's a really cool book. I wanted to play queen to g4, but now I recognize there is rook e4. Okay. Let's not do that. And I think this is the Chigorin setup that I'm playing. It's a difficult thing. It's not an easy opening to play, and in the book they go so far to say it is refuted, but yeah, well, I had a talk here with the mentioned grandmaster, and he said he doesn't think that it is refuted. He analyzed quite a bit there. You know, it's sometimes not so much a matter of the objective quality of a line. If you really know it exceptionally well, then you can get away with many things, but you have to acquire this knowledge. It's not like just know some moves. It's like know it really, really deep, know all the details, know how things somehow work together. And then you sometimes can do things, play things that are not so popular. And maybe objectively even a little bit worse. But if you are a real expert, and it's difficult for the opponent, I mean. Let's see if I can get the rook into the game, like queen g4, rook g6. She cannot take e5. There's always mate on g2 at the end. I think exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to play, if you play the Chigorin Rui, you don't need to play the line that I play with the knights back and so on. There are many other lines, and this is in fact a real beauty of the closed Rui. If you study this, this general setup, there are so many different lines that you could play. The one that I'm playing, I'm just stuck with this because it's the first line that I studied. The very first line when I started with e4, e5. And I kind of never switched back because somehow I'm scoring with this. And the simple reason why I'm scoring is because I know it well nowadays. And people just don't have that knowledge so that they really can prove that it is worse for me, and that is often a key thing. Now, I did not see rook b8 check, but I'm not in trouble. Oh, I could be in trouble. Oh my god, I cannot go king h7 due to queen f5. While chattering away, I was, that doesn't look good. Oh, what is she doing here? I can just take it. Nah, she lost control there. Was that really so bad? If you check here, I cannot go to h7 because of queen to f5. Okay. maybe I actually can do that. Yeah, I can do this. Because knight takes, there's mate. I don't know. Yeah, okay, thanks for the game Misfortune. I don't want to analyze it deeply. There are other challenges, and this is, I think, the main thing. Get more games in. Arjuna 25. Let's go, Arjuna. I don't have any updates. I didn't get any updates from the German football game or soccer game. Are we getting killed by the Serbian team? Getting killed sounds a bit harsh. I mean, are we just losing this one, or is there some kind of resistance? Yeah, well, in the Petrov repertoire that I did, you have many things covered already, like the King's Gambit, the Four Knights, and so on. You need to pick a line in the Rui, and in the Italian is the main thing. And yeah, that is something where you need to make a decision simply what suits you. Oops. What suits you. I'm not really certain what book to recommend, honestly. Because, I mean, if you, for example, this Chigorin book, it's a good book, but it does not have stuff like the exchange Ruy Lopez, for example, and you need something against this, amongst others. So you would need something that is a little bit more comprehensive. An idea would be to get a full E4, E5 repertoire book. Like there is this book by, it's not this one, it's almost this one. Like this one, for example, you could get that one. That is a full E4, E5 repertoire based on 2 knight C6. It has the Breyer variation in the closed main line, which is of course a very good variation. And you can use the Bologan books. Yeah, that's true. Okay, now Arjuna, what is he or she doing now? Yeah, the E4, E5, a classical repertoire by Nitilis is a great book, I think. In many lines, like the King's Gambit or so, it is very close to my repertoire. The problem there is simply that some of the lines are just, there is a clear theoretical state, for example, against the King's Gambit. What he analyzed there is basically the same what I have in my book. I was looking at various lines, what to play against the King's Gambit, and what he had in the book is just excellent. So I did not need to reinvent the wheel there. So this is quite similar, actually, my repertoire to what he had. Maybe I had knight g3, but I was a bit too lazy there. Knight g3 was very likely just good. Yeah, I completely ignored this one. It's not a big deal. I still like my position, but I definitely did not play in the best possible way. One thing though, that is one problem. Not nice. Yeah, it's generally speaking a good idea. If you play the Petrov to also play 2 knight c6, then you have a good variety of options, and it's good to play both. That will make it more difficult for opponents to prepare. Now, long castles is an illegal move, but I can try to win the knight maybe on foot. King c7. Yeah, he prevented that. And he's covering d6. I don't want to let him escape if possible. That's a real shame. I don't want to have him escape. Maybe like this, cover d6. It's very odd. I will win on time. I mean, I'm very likely winning on time, but I'm not very happy with all this. All right, yeah, I can do this, I think. And at the end, knight takes g3, and then I win the knight. Just trapped. Yeah, and Arjuna resigns. Yeah, I played this a bit weird, I think, probably. In particular, I could have played knight g3 here. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the game, Arjuna. So, who else is challenging? What? Cannot handle this here. What about VS? I've played him once. El Jaguar, I've played 4 times. Kroski, I played once. That's not so often. Let's do it. I think do I have a perfect score in this session? I think I do. Okay, one more game with e5. Is it right that Magnus is playing yet another Banter Blitz in 4 days? I should be able to challenge at least. I think the likelihood that I get to play is probably quite low. There are just so many people challenging. That is not really good, but I don't want to fall asleep again. G5 is pretty good if white has played h3. Without h3, it is probably questionable, let's say. Yeah, he played Lawrence Trent, I know, but I mean, Magnus knows Lawrence, obviously, but he doesn't know me, so it's quite, it's a bit of a different situation, I think. Yeah, Rook G8 is kind of funky. It's not really good, honestly. It's pretty okay. It is a pretty good idea to play the Italian against me, because I tend to play wacky stuff against it simply to make it interesting. And I think it's usually not that great, actually, what I'm doing. But at least it's weird. It's weird. It's not so bad of an outcome. The nicest would be d5, queen f2 and mate next, but that's not going to happen. But you can always hope. Honestly, this looks pretty good for black. I have a pawn. I get some development tempo, like bishop to f5 or bishop e6 or something, and then yeah, do I go here, or I can go to f6? That is not wrong. Or here, I don't know. The queen h3 looks a bit odd. Yeah, I'm just clearly better here. Oh, really? I thought that would be bad. Allowing knight f3. I mean, I'm not threatening it now. I know it's a self pin, but I will threaten it soon enough. Plus the bishop, the a7 bishop now is open. Odd. Yeah, I'm all-time high rating 2924. Okay. Yeah, Krosky is I think he's searching for some kind of play there, but doesn't find anything. I think he should probably just develop stuff, yeah, something like this. However, here after bishop to e6, yeah, what do I take? I can also just take. Yeah, I did get some points back on that other side after I got cheated. They cheated against me, somebody. Yeah, I don't think white is enough. I have a question. I have a question to you, all you in the chat. In a German chess magazine, I don't know if they still have it, but they had this, I don't know, 20 questions or something for persons somewhere related to chess players, chess organizers, whatever. And one of the questions that I always felt was interesting was what was the last thing that you did, which was the first time? When did you do something for the first time, and what was it? Yeah, some new experience. And this is something that came to mind to me last week, because I did something that I never did before. Okay, Krosky just resigned. Yeah, he's basically getting mated, yeah, with rook f8, knight a3, and so on. Yeah, so did any of you have an interesting experience like recently? Something that you did for the first time? And please keep it family friendly, let's say. I'm not referring to anything in that regard. Who do I play? Ikara, maybe. Okay, another e4, e5. Getting that a lot. VS, yeah, I wanted to play VS, but I didn't see you. I didn't see you. I have to look again. So the Scotch 4 knights with black. Yeah, it can be anything. Something new in chess or something new in general. Oh, I wanted to play bishop g4, but forgot about it. I was too distracted, sorry. Yeah, this I don't like. I don't like this line. I think white is always quite comfortable. Okay, and then I don't mind really all that much. Bishop takes f6, I think is very difficult to play. Oh, Power of Knight says that played the Latvian Gambit last week for the first time in a tournament game. It was an only occasion. Did you lose a bet or something? That is risky. But I can take b2. Huh? Silly. I was thinking he would play like b3 or so. And then rook b4 was my plan. And I simply played it anyway. Oh my. Oh. That was silly. And just take b2 there. Yeah, I don't really think if you are a huge favorite that playing an opening like the Latvian is such a great idea. I don't think it. Honestly, it doesn't really net much at the end. You know, it's not just about like it is a bad opening and so on. It's just like I don't really see the upside. Yeah, you might win, but yeah, will it help you? You know, will you play it again? Have you learned something from it? Probably not. I think against lower rated opposition, trying something out makes sense, but I would rather try out lines and ideas that you really feel are more than one-offs, where you feel okay, you can maybe play that against a stronger player in the future, and you want to get a little bit of experience with the position, and then trying that is not a bad idea at all. Trying something new against a lower rated player. Okay, yeah, Ikara is doing a good job here. I think he's playing this okay. Yeah, more or less have to take him. Okay, rook e8. No, I'm not trying to go for the Grandmaster title. I don't play enough, and I also don't train. Basically, not at all, honestly. I'm completely focused on my my projects like writing and teaching, and yeah, and it's not really possible to shoot for more as a player. And I'm absolutely not sure if I would invest a lot of time that I would get it. It's just another thing. Okay, let's attack the bishop. I don't want to invest the time, and even if I did, I wouldn't be really sure that it would be a successful try. It's also just a matter of what you enjoy. I just enjoy other things related to chess much more than playing classical time control games. I don't like the long games so much anyway, and I rather do other things related to chess than sitting there for 6 hours. Okay, now my d-pawn. The only answer about doing something for the first time was about playing the Latvian. Oh my, okay. Nobody else did something out of chess that was kind of interesting? Oh, that sounds good. VS says he beat a national master for the first time. That's cool. It's chess, yes, but still, it's a cool achievement. Congrats. Yeah, and thanks for the game, Ikara. Just a brief break. I'm back in half a minute or so. All right, I'm back here. My cold is still a bit annoying, and I needed a small break. I think nobody in the list, the VS, yeah, there was a VS who wanted to play me, but here's the challenge, okay. And I only played him once, so that is a good challenge to take. Yeah, the Queen's Gambit accepted. Yeah, that's an opening that I'm quite interested in. And see what he does. Queen b3 is the move that looks most critical, but after c6, black seems to be fine. At least black does not like immediately lose or something. That could be the impression. Okay, a3. Okay, let's go e6. And develop. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like people had an exciting week. Something not much happening there. I mean, what I did the first time thing that I did is also not like something spectacular, but it was still an interesting experience. What I did was I drove an electric car for the first time. That was an interesting experience. And I highly recommend it if you have a license and are interested in cars. You should try that. I mean, it's something that very likely you will do in the future anyway. But it's a cool experience, and you have I think a better idea what people talk about when they say, okay, what they prefer to drive. Many people who switch to EVs say they never want to go back to combustion engines, and I do kind of understand their point. Yeah, I drove a Kia. It was available. Tesla would have been cool, but it's I mean, really completely out of my budget, and so it's like completely unlikely that I'd ever buy one. And also the cars are just too huge for me. I don't need a car that is so big. Yeah, exactly that one. The Kia Niro EV is what I drove. Okay, now. And I don't want to make any like advertisement. Yeah, I'm not hired by Kia or anything to make any I don't know, ads for their cars or something. But like in general, the type of engine is interesting to drive. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was good. But I'm just saying it's a cool thing to try out. Okay, so this is traded. And now the interesting thing is that white should try to push the f pawn, and I need to be ready for that. I want to do this, yeah, stop him from advancing too much and allow me to put the knight to e6. That is a good square. He's completely closing everything down. Okay, I need some sort of play. So I go here, stopping the b pawn, and now b6, a5. I went a5, a4 first, so he cannot play b4. What are you doing there? I'm not getting mated here. Oh, that's not true, Johannes. We have enough of the resources. Okay, I'm going to go to b5. The funny thing is with electric cars, somehow people always have an opinion about them. At least in Germany, I have this experience that people have ideas, like an opinion, what it's good, it's not good, it's this and that. But mostly they have never driven one. And this is what my point was. Before you form an opinion, yeah, drive one. It's just a very useful thing to have a better idea what it's all about. And nowadays you've got yeah, you got some choices. Yeah, you can easily do those test drives. Anyway, now how are we going to do it? I can take on g5 and play f4. I can also take d4. I just wonder what's best. This is also not a bad move. I can do all kinds of things. I can take here and here. Everything is falling apart. That's nice. And let's keep this. I don't want to give him any pawn. I want to take pawns. Taking is better than giving. This is not from the Bible, but it's kind of true in chess. Most of the time you rather want to take stuff than give stuff. Yeah, Olaf, the rating is good. I've not given up any single draw this session. Those pawns are dangerous. E6, I spotted that. E6, bloody true. That was mate. I always have bishop f6. I think. Oh no, okay, 4. Yeah, well, I think my pawns are also quite strong. Giovanni says final game against Schelling. Yeah, I would play him, but he's not on. Not on. Kristallreiner is challenging me. Okay. That Kristallweizen, we'll see what happens. I got black again. I have many black games and people keep playing e4 and play the Italian. Is there some kind of big conspiracy against me? Also, I believe people play that against me after reading my book to torture me with my own lines. It's kind of... I probably deserve that. If I play the French, they would play the exchange French all the time. Yeah, this is a I think a good option for black. In my Keep It Simple book, yeah, he's got my book probably. 92. That was my recommendation in Keep It Simple 1e4. It has never been tried. I mean, I don't think that it is a huge thing for white. I think black is reasonable here, but it is a position that you can definitely play and still pose some problems. Not sure about this c3 approach. Why does that work? I don't think it should. It loses material. Bishop d6, I take d3 and I'm a piece up. And the bishop e2, I take f4, take e2. He was a bit slow there with the development. Somehow it was not very well coordinated. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, 92 is okay, but I think if you play like that, c4 should be tried. h3, bishop h5, c4. That is what I was, I think, recommending in my book. Sometimes tough to remember all the things that you analyze, but I think that was in my book. Jose Moya, maybe. Okay, let's go d4. He's not replying. There was a bit older challenge from earlier in the evening. Probably he's not on anymore. Sometimes not so clear. DR6. I've played him before. Friedel I played, right? Yeah, Friedel is not challenging anymore. Okay, let's go DR6. Knight f3 is a decent pre-move. It's kind of okay against all the popular moves. But he has to play in the first place, which he doesn't. That's weird. Huh, okay. I hope we are not having some technical issue there. And now Jose is challenging again. Maybe we get that game going after all. That's odd. He challenged me again and then not playing. Yeah, I'm not waiting for a long time. There are that many others. Now, Catweasel. Is Catweasel on? Come on. F4. Yeah, against this you can play many things. Going to play a very natural way. Try to play E5. That is a setup that I learned a long time ago from a classic German book, actually, Kasparov's Chess Openings, when they introduced an opening repertoire based on Kasparov's choices at the time, and that was really a pioneering work, yeah. Doing openings according to a certain player got very popular years later, when there were opening repertoires released according to Arnand, according to Kramnik, and so on. And that original one, according to Kasparov, was the first of its kind, I guess. Yeah, interesting player by Catweasel. Now Jose Moya is in the chat. Huh. Yeah, I wanted to play you, but it didn't work out. I don't know what was happening there. Now, what is Catweasel? Oh, it's going to trade. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's centralize. Rook on e8, rook on d8 looks okay. What does he want to do there? Trade? Huh. It's tough to avoid every single trade here, you know. I could have taken the bishop on h5, but what is the bishop doing there? It looks a little bit passive. I suspect he will take on e5 now and continue to trade this down. It's difficult to get some tension into this position, though. It's really difficult. Maybe d4 at some point. Now he's taking a long time. Yeah, this is something that, of course, was possible, but it's a kind of thing that it was not really possible to avoid, so I didn't think long about it. Honestly, I don't quite believe it should be winning or so for him, but It is, it's not so easy. The bishop to f5 is a big issue. It's not comfortable. I need to make a move. This is not so nice. He has rook f5, but I thought queen to e6. And then bishop g4 maybe even. Not good. Should have gone to d6. That was silly. Ah, that is really silly here. Wow. Now bishop g4 is a problem. I like Kasparov openings books was nice. I mean, it's from 1989 or something like that. Sorry, it's not much I can do there. It's really old, and I have a hard time now to judge it. I think if you look at the standard of opening books at the time, it was probably fine. Considered by nowadays standards, probably not so much. But it was definitely a completely new at the time approach. No, I don't think that is so dangerous. Now the bishop looks a bit stuck on h5. Bishop g4, that was potentially really troublesome. I mean, not that this is comfortable, but oh my. Oh, Germany has scored in that match. Okay. Isn't it like close to finished, or? How do I get this somehow sorted? I can take here, right? Oh man, I completely overlooked that f7 is attacked a gazillion times now. Oh my. Oh, that's not good. Bishop f7. What do I play against that move? The issue is there is queen to d4. Queen to d4. I have spotted it only now. Sorry. Phew. I don't know if that works. I hope it at least irritates him. Maybe that is still playable. Takes. I think I'm winning, yeah. Wow, thanks for the game, Cat Weasel. That was really, really tough. Is that still a move here, Rook e5? I didn't see anything else. Am I losing there? I didn't see how I lose. Maybe it's still okay. Wow, that was insane. Yeah, thanks for playing. That was a tough game. Okay, so who else is on? Jose again. 2 times it didn't work out. I try once more, but then it's enough. I clicked accept. Doesn't now. Okay, final try to play against him. And now it now it starts. An interesting question by Power of Knights. Would you recommend to play the Alekhines as a main answer to e4, or should it be only a surprise weapon? That is an interesting question, really. I think if you intend to play it as a main weapon, you really need to put in quite a bit of time, completely, getting to be a real expert of it. And also probably it's quite useful to play more than one variation against everything, so that if you are in situations where people prepare against you, that they have a bit of a harder time to do so. I would recommend that. Playing the same, exactly the same lines then is not a good idea. Just be a little bit unpredictable. I think that would be a good idea. And my recommendation, if you want to employ the Alekhines on a more regular basis. The problem actually with playing it as a surprise weapon is it's not so easy to get to the point where you can do that. It will be a bit risky in some cases, because if you let's say you look at a particular line, you want to surprise your opponent, and then all of a sudden he plays like the 4 pawns attack, and then you need to remember all that stuff. Difficult, really difficult. So it's not so easy to use it as a surprise weapon unless you have a really excellent memory and know all the things. If you specialize on that, I'm kind of positive on that. I think it's possible. But you need to invest a good bit of time to get the lines, to learn the lines, and also to get a good get a good feel for it. It's a bit of a sensitive opening. It's not easy to master. Okay, I was thinking knight c6 here is good. I have a hard time to believe that getting a pawn to c6 shouldn't be basically decisive. And this is more or less what happens now. Okay. Yeah, let's get everything into play. Maybe you can take on d5, huh? That's silly. Did I blunder that? Oh, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I mean, that position, I already had a winning position basically. That was impossible for black to play this stuff. And then I blunder into this. That's super annoying, actually. That's super silly from such a dominant situation. And it's almost impossible from here to... It's impossible almost from here to set any... to pose him any problems, because it's so simple to play. Not good at all. Yeah, I'm stumbling into 95. Oh, shit. I'm sorry for the complaining, but this is the end of this. I mean, I'm losing in one game. I'm losing all the points that I collected in the session. And like here you can, this is just completely over with anything, like knight e7 and d6, and it's just winning. And then I blunder the friggin' pawn. The whole black opening is just unplayable, basically. What? What is that? If you give me a knight, I'll take it. I was lucky. Now I'm mating you on g7. That was really lucky. Yeah, and totally unnecessary, really. Bishop g5 was just a stupid move. Here you have many good options. I'm not sure what is best, honestly. If I want to play with this idea, I can take on e7, then bishop g5, but yeah. Thanks for the game, Jose Moya. So there is time for one more 5-minute game. I don't think there's a new account there. Just like at 71, maybe. Don't think did I play him? Twice, okay. With black. But he needs to play a move. Now he doesn't play, as the time is nearing, the show is nearing, then I'm not waiting for a long time. Here's a new opponent. DRAM SGM. Okay. Doing a G6 pre-move, but not the bishop G7 pre-move. Oh, okay. What is bishop H4 about? Wow. I mean, he does not have enough, but the bishop here is just such a strong piece, I feel. I don't think I should give it up. I'm happy with winning some material and Okay, can still take with the bishop. Given the choice, I rather am a pawn up without any danger of getting mated than snatching an exchange. Like here my... No. And now we're getting there where I just have to take stuff. Yeah. What is best? Maybe this first. Now he resigns. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the game DRS MGM. John L'Orange. John the Orange. I don't know. One more game. Okay, D4. Nah, that's... yeah, bishop f4 pre-move. Maybe then they play the England gambit. That's the moment. Oops. Yeah, this is the London system. I'd like to go knight e5, maybe f4. Play it like a stone wall with the bishop out of the chain, then bishop h4 next. It looks okay. Yeah, c6, I don't know what this is about. What is c6? I don't really see that helping black. Sometimes you play c6 to prepare e5, so d5 is covered, but I don't see how that will happen. I'm so much on the e5 square, and now knight d7 challenging the knight is not possible because I can take f7 or... Oh, okay. Both captures look good, but this I think is quite promising. He might play knight f8, yeah. So I shouldn't play queen h6 pre-move. Yeah, here the sacrifice is looming on h6. It's good that I haven't castled yet, so I can still castle queenside. That can be a real point soon, that I'm getting the king to the queen side and then attack here. Now, yeah, taking is not good, but I can simply get all the pieces in play. Now g4, h4, g5. I don't see him defending this. He's so passive there. And maybe he's got f6, so let's give some additional cover to the e5 pawn. Another idea is this. I could have taken maybe. Yeah, but I spotted this idea. Get the rook to h3. This should be pretty difficult to defend, let's say. I don't know. Bishop h6 doesn't look like you can defend this. Bishop h6, g takes, queen takes. The f pawn moves. check. I can take on g7, but I don't, not 100% sure that it wins. Rook g7, king g7, bishop h6, king g8. I can take h7 then, okay. So it does work. Hello to Zealand Zen. Very late arrival, like 1 minute before the end of the show. What have you done? Watch the US Championships? And now this, it took me a while to figure out that I first have to take and then the check. And now it should be game over. Yeah, now it's mate on g7 or knight g5, bishop g5, which should not hold, let's say. Where is the mate? Check. Check. Check and mate. Yep, thanks for the game, John Laurent Schrupp something. I'm not doing this right, I'm very sure. All right, this is the end of the show. Already 3 hours if you combine the German and English language show. I hope you enjoyed it, and next week we're trying to have more viewers than Magnus Carlsen. That is probably very unlikely to happen, but you should always try. Okay, I hope we'll see one another next week, and hopefully even without the sneezes. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.